Okay, I'm live. Hey there. Okay. So, I just got off a Periscope not too long ago, and I did a quick scope over there titled You've Got Issues. And you know we all do. So, I invite you to go check that out. I think I shared it here on Facebook. If you have a chance, if you don't see it in your news feed, it'll be on my wall. But I forgot to talk about I forgot to talk about one of the things that I had tea with a woman I really admire. She's doing some great stuff in the Orlando area with her nonprofit and Saving Our Daughters. Shout out to Maggie. And she and I were talking, and she bought my book and she shared it with some other folks in her office. And the idea came up about doing a book club. And, and I never really thought about that. I've gone out and I've spoken to groups, and I speak and I share my story, and I share my book. And I have gotten just some wonderful feedback about my story, about the book, and the reviews on Amazon as well. I can see how the book has blessed people. I can see how my story has blessed people. And so I want to continue that because I know, when God put this book in my heart to write, it was not about me. It was about reaching women out there that are going through abuse and they don't know it, or are going through abuse and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle it, have gone through abuse, and they're still sitting in the pain of it. And God wants you to know that He won't leave you or forsake you during that time. And so my book, this is my book. You can find it on Amazon, and it has about 14 chapters, and then it has about 7 chapters of afterthought, which is just some revelations that I got through my experiences. And it's not just a story about what happened to me, right? Going from upper middle class, stay-at-home mom, to becoming homeless and penniless in 24 hours. My ex-husband, having me arrested in front of my children, doing everything that he could to keep me away from my child and out of my home, and destroy my reputation and everything. That was like a whole 2 years of fighting that, of a spiritual regrowth, of just building myself up from nothing, building my life up from nothing. And so it's a story about what happened to me, but it's also a story about God. And it's a story about abuse. And it's a story about strength. And it's about empowerment. And with all of that being said, it's still not really a story about me. Okay? It's a story of many women that you all don't understand are going through these types of things or will go through it. And it leaves such a psychological mark on you. It scars you where the way people can't really see it. It's not a physical scar. And the only way to get yourself out of that, to come out of something like that, to know who the hell you really are, is through a relationship with God, through that building up time. And so what I want to do is take those chapters week by week, 2 chapters at a time. So that's about 8 weeks. and that would include the afterthoughts. And to read those and to come together as a group on a Thursday evening and talk about the theme, the thread, whatever it was that spoke to you in those two chapters, and what you can do about that, what you can take from that for yourself and for other women in the world. I believe that this could be really powerful. I know there are lots of book clubs around, and people are getting together with fiction, and there's Oprah's book club. But I want to see lives changed. And not only do I want to see lives changed, I want to see that with that change, you go out and do something with it, with everybody else out there in the world, because there are women who are suffering quietly. There are women who are suffering alone, and they need to know. They need to know that God is there. They need to know that a community is there. They need to know that resources and support are there. So we can talk about these things. We won't just talk about me and what I went through per se, but we'll talk about some of the things that happened to me, and then look at society now, look at our communities now, look at the people around us, see what we can identify in that if you have gone through it, if you know someone that is. And I invite you, if you know a woman that has gone through abuse, that has been homeless for a while, that has gone through a lot of trauma in their lives, I want you to invite them to be a part of this book club. This is going to be free of charge. The only thing you have to do is purchase the book. Okay? You can purchase the book. You can go to my website, and you can either order it directly through Amazon. If you're a Prime member of Amazon, go ahead and do it that way. Just go through my website. But there's also a way for you to get a signed copy from me directly. And there's a link for that as well. And I'll make sure that I mail it out to you and get a signed copy to you. But it'll start Thursday, September the 1st. And I'm thinking we do an evening around 7 o'clock and come together. And I'm going to go ahead and put an event page up as well on Facebook. Invite you to share that with your friends. And then we get this going. We start this. We start changing each other's lives. We start this movement, and we start seeing if we can bring, not only change, but impact into the lives of others. And I believe that my little book can play a little role in doing that. Okay? So I want to invite you to join the Who the Hell Do You Think You Are book club, starting Thursday, September the 1st at 7 o'clock. I'll have a call-in number. We might do Zoom. It really depends. And get together and have this discussion. And you can go to my website, MarjoriePhoenix.com. You can order the book from there. And also sign up for my 3-part audio series, The Phoenix Process. And that's a class that I did last year, very powerful class. It's an audio series, and where I take the class through a healing process of self-love, self-care, and self-healing. And so you can access that as well on the website. But I look forward to seeing you guys, and I'll be back on tomorrow to share a little bit more detail about what we can do during this class. And if you have any suggestions or any thoughts, I want you to go ahead and share it with me when I get on tomorrow, okay? So thanks for joining. As always, go out and change the world. Bye-bye.